Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture series of Communication Engineering. Today's topic is demodulation of SSPSC signal. SSPSC is single sideband suppressed carrier signal. In this particular type of signal, there is no carrier and one of the sideband, it may be upper sideband or the lower sideband is suppressed. So the transmission is done via one sideband only, and there are many demodulation techniques of SSPSC signal, but here I am going to discuss about the coherent detector. Let us begin. Before discussing about the demodulation technique, as I have told you that in the case of the SSPSC signal, only one sideband is present or the information is transmitted via one sideband. It may be a upper sideband or the lower sideband. In this particular diagram, you can see upper sideband is present while carrier and lower sideband is suppressed. The bandwidth in the case of the SSPSC signal is FM, while in the case of the DSB SC signal it is twice FM, which is the advantage of SSB SC over the DSB SC signal. As you know that at the transmitter side signal is modulated, means generation of the signal is being done, but at the receiving side when there is a requirement to receive or reconstruct the original signal, then demodulation is required. So the DSP-SC receivers, they are normally used by the professionals or the commercial communications. And there are some special requirements for the DSP-SC receivers. The requirements are high signal to noise ratio must be there, it must be reliability must be very high, ability to demodulate single sideband, at the same time excellent suppression of adjacent signals. So these are actually the requirements of the SSPSC receivers which are commonly used for the commercial communications. Now let us discuss one of the demodulation technique, which is the coherent detector. What happens in the case of the coherent detector when there is a requirement to demodulate the signal so that original message signal can be recovered back? So same carrier is used for the demodulation also. Same carrier means the carrier which is used for the generation of SSPSC wave. And because in this particular process the same carrier is used, so this process of detection is known as a coherent or synchronous detection. Let us discuss the block diagram. There is a requirement to receive the original message signal, means demodulation of the SSPSC signal. So the input is the modulated or SSPSC signal. It is applied on the product modulator. At the same time, a locally generated carrier signal is being applied. Locally generated carrier signal is represented by AC cos of omega CT. Omega is 2 pi f. The output of product modulator is XT. So this XT is the sum of ST and CT, which is the carrier signal. So XT can be written directly as the product of ST into CT, and when this XT is being applied on the low pass filter which has a cutoff frequency FM, then at the output we will be getting the baseband signal or the modulating signal, which is represented by YT. So let us see how mathematically we can represent it and how we are going to recover the original signal back. Let us consider the single sideband suppressed carrier signal having lower sideband. We can do the analysis by taking the upper sideband as well. So ST can be written as what? AM AC upon 2 cos of 2 pi FC minus FMT. If you write like SSB SC signal or if the modulating signal is being represented as AM cos 2 pi FMT and the carrier signal is what? AC cos 2 pi FCT, multiply it, you will be getting two terms. One will gives you the addition FC plus FM, that will represent the upper sideband, and the another will gives you the representation of lower sideband. So this is how you can write down the equation. At the same time, same carrier signal is being taken. So the output of local oscillator or the carrier signal which is being taken out over here, that is what AC cos omega CT, and omega C is 2 pi FC. Now let us calculate XT, which is the product of ST into CT. So calculate this particular term, multiply ST into CT. What you are getting over here? Just you are substituting these terms. AM AC upon 2 into cos into AC. Now you have to simplify it, multiply it, and further simplification is required. Because further simplification is to be done, so you can utilize the formula of 2 cos A cos B. That is why you have represented this into this form. Multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. Now apply the formula. So you'll be getting first term as cos A plus B plus cos of A minus B. Now you can expand this particular equation. So you'll be getting two terms. First is what? AM AC square upon 4 cos of 2 pi FM, plus second term AM AC square upon 4 cos of 2 pi twice of FC minus FM into T. If you visualize this particular equation, so from here you can summarize it. The first term is what? First term cos 2 pi FMT. This is nothing but the original signal which is having a frequency FM. So you can observe that this particular term, the first term, this is the scaled version of the message signal, and when it can be like this is the scaled version of the original signal, and out of these two terms this term can be extracted if this is to be passed through a low pass filter. So when it is passed through a low pass filter, then you are getting output as YT. So YT is what? AM into AC square upon 4 into cos 2 pi FMT. Here FM is what? This is the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter. It means here the second component will be blocked. It is not going to be passed out from the signal. And AM into AC square upon 4, you can say the scaled version, scaled down version of the amplitude. And because here we have utilized, we have done the whole derivation by taking the lower sideband equation. Similar process can be utilized by taking an upper sideband, right? So this is how you can explain the working of the coherent detector. Here you must remember, till now whatever we have discussed by assuming ideal operating conditions. Ideal operating condition means locally generated carrier is in perfect synchronization. So here synchronization is perfect. But what will happen when there is a phase? If the synchronization is not perfect and there is a phase error, so what will happen in that particular case? In case of phase error, which is actually arises in locally generated carrier wave, then detector output will be modified. So because of this, detector output will be modified, which is very important in some of the cases, which is of very much concern. So when the detector output is modified, it means detector output will suffer from phase distortion, which is very important in many cases. There will be phase distortion. And this phase distortion, it does not have a serious impact in the case of the voice communication, but yes, of course, in the case of the transmission of music and video, it will have intolerable effects. So this is how you can explain if there is not a perfect synchronization state, what will happen, what is the impact on the output of the detector. Thank you so much for watching this video.